So I'm pretty sure that we are all stoked for what is soon going to be the Gear 4th moment in One Piece. We can see it across the horizon, and we're all going, yeah. Alright. And granted, it is less than 2 weeks away. It should be less than one. It really should be, because Oda decided to dig to East, and we're like, fuck, goddammit, Oda, we fucking hate you, man, but we love you. We want to kick your ass. At the same time, we just want to have sex with you, bro. We want to be in the same bed together, son. Because we're One Piece fans. At least you should be. He's watching this video. So, here's the point. I want to talk about the Gear 4th and what I think is going to be later on in the video. I do want to do a separate discussion video later on in the week, because there is no One Piece, so I might as well do, because I have to do, not have to, but I plan on doing another discussion video about hockey as well during this week. So, fact of the matter here is that what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take the people's comments in this video and in the live reaction that I did yesterday, in this corner right here, boom, annotation, also in the box below, link. I'm going to take the comments from that video and this video pertaining to what the Gear 4th is in people's minds. And I'll talk about that in a video, or maybe even a live stream. Maybe even a fucking live stream. SpaghettiOs. Now, that being said, in this chapter, we got a few things going on. First of all, I did like seeing the whole Man-Sherry-Leo combo to get out of the way, because we now can see that their powers can work hand in hand, where Leo can stitch things up, and then Man-Sherry can actually mend them and heal them. So it just shows you that these two are meant for each other in earnest. That's the way things are. Even though Leo's too dumb to actually realize that. Like most guys in One Piece. It is what it is. It's a common guy trope. Male trope, whatever it is. Now, the next thing is seeing Cavendish come in there and basically assist Robin and Law, saving them from the bullet strings, and also watching over Law as they both watch this fight proceed on to the next stage. So that was pretty cool on his part, Cavendish's part. But also, what was pretty cool was Cavendish gave his jacket to Nico Robin so she could cover her wounds that she received from Diamante. Now, this goes to further enforce the notion that Luffy, he can earnestly attract those towards him, even his enemies. Because Cavendish was not a fan, to say the least. He wanted to kill them. He was not a fan of that generation. And yet, here he's making friends within that generation. He's making friends with Law and Luffy. Or can't say friends, but at least allies. At least allies. And plus, he does owe Usopp a ton. So, fact of the matter here is that Cavendish is going to be a strong ally in the future. And you can see him warming up, slowly, to the Straw Hat Pirates and to Trafalgar Law. Now, getting on to the meat, which is the continuation of the battle, of the brawl between Flamingo and Luffy. And I gotta say, first of all, Luffy, he did a hawk whip. That was pretty neat. That was pretty cool. But Flamingo still punking. Flamingo still spanking. I mean, when he did the overheat and then Luffy dodged, and then Flamingo right behind Luffy. The memories. I'm like, that's that shit right there, man. Furthermore, Luffy, Grizzly Magnum, Flamingo, whoosh into the damn sky, and then knees Luffy in the face. I'm like, oh, this dude's ridiculous. And then furthermore, before any of that went down, he's taking all of Luffy's attacks, and he's saying that your attacks, they don't have the necessary power. They lack power. They tickle me. Like, come on now. Like, Flamingo earnestly is just a cut above the rest. At least that's what you thought until all of a sudden Gear 4th. Now, getting onto that, because that's the chapter in essence. Everything else, Leo, there was Bartolomeo foaming, just salivating. Zoro senpai. I'm like, fucking, yeah, Zoro. But here's the thing, though. You have Luffy trying what appears to be his earnest against Flamingo, and Flamingo was spanking as usual. And when Luffy has the Gear 4th in his pocket, So you know it's Luffy's last resource in order to best Flamingo. And this is going to be a clear indication as to whether or not Luffy's actually on par with Flamingo. If Luffy, even in Gear 4th, has a hard time dealing with Flamingo, then Luffy is not on Flamingo's level in earnest. However, if Luffy slaughters Flamingo when he's in Gear 4th, then you can say that Luffy probably is on Flamingo's level in earnest. And the reason why is this: because Flamingo took the Gamma Knife. Flamingo, even though he's spanking Luffy, he's still not 100%. That's the facts. The fact of the matter is that Law had a key role in weakening Flamingo before Luffy used Gear 4th. That's very important to keep in mind. So yes, Gear 4th is a huge step, and it does show that Luffy has actually made some... I mean, yeah, we already knew that he made a lot of progress during his training. But he made a lot of progress. Like, when he has a Gear 4th in his pocket, he made a lot of progress in that training. Because remember this, when it came to his training, it was 1.5 years of solely hockey. So in 6 months' times of training, he learned a new gear. Very impressive. Very impressive. Monkey D. Now, Gear 4th. Let me spend a few minutes on this, and then we'll call it a video. What is Gear 4th? No one fucking knows but Oda. And the editors and whatnot. And the dudes who have the keys to the vault that the One Piece story is, like, hidden in. Now, here's the thing. It has to have the necessary power to actually damage Flamingo. Speed, I don't think, is the issue. Because Luffy is hitting Flamingo. But Flamingo said in the chapter, you don't have the power to actually hurt me. And his powers aren't like Law's powers. Law's powers, he could bypass durability in all ways, shapes, and form. We see that constantly with Law. Luffy actually has to go through the guy with raw might. So what could Luffy actually utilize pertaining to rubber to increase his raw power? Well, it has to be muscle-based. You have one that's blood-based, Gear 2nd. You have one that's bone-based, Gear 3rd. Well, then shit, it has to be muscle. And I'm thinking that the end result may actually be something very similar to Nightmare Luffy. That's what I'm thinking. I can't guarantee that, though, obviously. No one can guarantee that until we actually see it in less than 2 weeks' time. It's either that, the muscle-based enhancements via rubber. I don't know how he's going to do it exactly, but there's a way. Like, maybe he's going to increase the muscle fiber elasticity, and it's going to somehow expand his muscles, and then he's going to be all hulkish and shit, but at the same time, he can, like, maintain his speed. Something like that. Again, I don't know. However, there's also another option, which I think makes less sense, but it's still a possibility. And that's hockey. So Gear 4th could be hockey-based. Now, it's either A, because obviously it can't be observation hockey, because that has no real body augmentation. So it's either A, Arm & Hockey, or B, Conqueror's Hockey. Now, Arm & Hockey, the only way I can see it being another gear is if he had full body Arm & Hockey. But we know that Luffy does not have the training to do full body Arm & Hockey. Someone like Virgo knew full body Arm & Hockey in the flashback with Law. So Luffy needs a lot more time with Arm & Hockey to actually use full body Arm & Hockey. That's for sure. But even if he actually did full body Arm & Hockey, I was thinking, so maybe he can do that alongside with a Gear 2nd, and then he'd be like a crimson red armor of some kind. But then that's not really another gear. It's just Arm & Hockey covering over his body while he's in full body Gear 2nd. So all of his attacks are explosion based, but like you know, like do you get what I'm saying? Like it's not an actual gear. So then I go over to Conqueror's Haki, because Conqueror's Haki, we've seen it does somehow augment attacks through Conqueror's clashes. So maybe he can use it to actually augment his raw power overall. Like he can do the Haki up thing and like condense it like over his body or some shit like that. It's possible, but again, you can't be too sure about that. So the fact of the matter here is that all of the Haki-based augmentations make less sense than the rubber stuff, because the rubber stuff is an actual usage of his own body to manipulate it in some way, shape, and form to be an actual gear. The Haki thing, no, there's just no way. It makes no, like, you can't call it a gear. It's an augmentation added on to his rubber powers, but it's not an actual gear. But Oda could call it a gear. You see what I'm saying? So we'll leave it at that for now. That's what I think. I'm gonna lean more towards the muscle thing, but at the same time, it could also be even greater than that. It could be on a cellular level of rubber control, controlling every, like on some, you know, Toriko shit, controlling every cell in the body and manipulating them in rubber fashions. Again, you know, honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I'm leaving it at that. So it is what it is. No one really knows, but you've heard my points, you've heard my arguments, and all we have to do is wait and see. So that's it. I'm done. King of Lightning, rate the video, comment, subscribe as always, and I will see you guys and gals later. Have a nice one. And the chapter rating. Let me talk about that for a second. The chapter by itself, excluding the ending, is actually pretty good. A good to good plus. The ending raises it to like a fucking amazing. And that's a huge bias, obviously. So let me bring it down to a good. Because all you said was Gear 4. We haven't seen shit yet. So I'm going to say great plus. But I did fanboy fucking massively, obviously. Because I'm just stoked. I'm hyped to see what Luffy can deliver at this point in time with a Gear 4. And actually see him go all out in the fight. We all want to see that. And now we're finally seeing it. And it took Flamingo to bring it out. Alright. Okay. This is going to be good. So once again, the chapter rating, a great plus. I'll leave it at that. King of Lightning, as always, rate the video, click, comment, subscribe. Have a nice one.